afternoon, everyone. My name is Samuel Faloye. I'm from University of KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa. Will be the title of my paper is Managing the Challenges of the Digital Divide Among First-Year Students, a case of UKZN. This study was supervised by Dr. Nuruddin Hajayi and Mr. Rashid Raghavji. The study was conducted between 2018 and 2019 at Pietermaritzburg campus, University of KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa. The structure of the presentation is shown. So before I take you through the presentation, I would like to explain the motivation behind this study, what actually triggered my interest to conduct the study. When I started my master's in 2018, I was granted the opportunity of being a tutor at UKZN, and based on my observation during practical sections, I noticed that the black first year students seem to be digitally disadvantaged. My observation was based on several factors such as constant assistance and basic technology questions that one would have thought is a general knowledge. So I was able to identify a gap between the races, and due to my inquisitiveness, I decided to do further research on what the root cause is. The biggest motivational factor for me was the same apparent differences that existed across several classes during IT practical sections that I had with first year students. Being a witness of this impact of the digital divide it brings, it was saddening to see the negative effect it had on student academic performance. In addition, individuals or students who lack technological skills are at a severe disadvantage, especially in competing for jobs in private firms and government organizations. As we all know, they are in need of technologically savvy employees. Apart from that, as the world moves into fourth industrial revolution, such students or individuals will be challenged by this predicament. This study therefore provides academic institutions with insight that can assist in addressing the issues and challenges of the digital divide among students, especially the first years. The study also serves as the foundation to understand the challenges that students encounter in higher educational institutions. So the structure of the presentation will be like this: the research objective, the research approach and methodology, the conceptual model that was used, major results, conclusion and outlook, and lastly, acknowledgement. So like I said earlier, the motivations, integration of technology into teaching and learning. We all know that the integration of technology into teaching and learning has created a gap between students who have been exposed, who have the required skills to use technology, and those who do not have those skills. Another motivation was the severe impact of the digital divide on student academic performance. Also, the need of IT skills to partake in the current 4IR. And lastly, the need for equality in digital skills, especially Black students. The research problems was inequalities in technological skills and academic performance. When there's inequality in terms of skills, there's going to be inequalities, there's going to be variation in what students achieve after capitalizing on technology. So the objectives of these studies were to understand the factors that affect students' computer self-efficacy before joining the university, to identify the challenges faced by first-year students in the use of technology for learning, and lastly, to propose ways in which the challenges of digital divide can be managed, especially among first-year students. So for the methodology, the researcher implemented a descriptive study design to, to be able to gain a clear insight on the factors that are associated with digital divide. In addition, the descriptive research design also guided the researcher to provide explanations that will help in devising solution in managing the challenges of the digital divide. The study also implemented quantitative method. A quantitative method explains a phenomenon through numerical analysis of data collected through questionnaires, polls, and survey. So this method was implemented to allow the researcher to quantify the divine variable, which helped in the generalizability of the results of the study. The target population was University of KwaZulu-Natal first-year students in Pietermaritzburg campus. For the sampling strategy, a cluster sampling was employed. The target population contained about 9,500 students, and the sample was selected according to Craig and Morgan table. The required sample for the sample size was 370. Also, to establish consistency in the research instrument and to confirm the reliability of the research instrument, the questionnaire was subjected to Kronberg alpha test, and the coefficient values of 0.81 was obtained, which implies a good reliability. The data gathered was captured through Microsoft Excel, and it was later exported to SPSS for data analysis. So for the conceptual model, the study used digital divide framework. The framework has three constructs, which are digital access divide, digital capability divide, and digital outcome divide. In the context of the study, the first construct, which is the digital access divide, was used to determine if students have had access to technologies and to understand the type of technology they've had access to before they joined the university. The second construct, digital capability divide, was used to investigate student competency level with the use of digital resources to support learning. In the last construct, data outcome divide, was used to investigate student academic performance with respect to the use of technology as well as their competency level. The study also implemented technology acceptance model. Although two of the constructs of the framework were adapted to the study. So the study only implemented passive usefulness and passive ease of use. The passive usefulness construct was used to investigate the extent to which students believe technologies such as computer, internet are useful for learning purposes. The second construct, perceived ease of use, was used to examine the extent to which a student believes he or she finds it easy to use the available technological resources to carry out learning tasks. So according to the data obtained and the analysis, the researcher was able to establish that the time of access to technology is one of the factors that affect student computer self-efficacy. And the findings also show that technological skills affect computer self-efficacy. The findings also reveal some challenges usually encountered by first students while carrying out their learning activities. And the challenges that were identified in this study are difficulties with conducting learning tasks, lack of technical and administrative support, and lastly, insufficient IT training and orientation programs. Based on the findings obtained, the following solutions have been proposed. Constant support in form of designated technology, mentors in libraries, classrooms, and LANs for student inquiries. Another solution is assessment of available resources on monthly basis to identify the possible or required maintenance. Also, compulsory training that focuses on technology integration into learning activities rather in conjunction with the orientation programs that only focus on introducing students to the university lecture venues. In conclusion, digital divide exists in academic institutions, especially among the first year students. Access time and technological skills affect student computer self-efficacy. Lastly, students with little or no exposure to technology prior to joining the university often face challenges while performing learning tasks. I would like to thank my supervisors, Dr. Nuruddin Ajayi and Mr. Rashid Raghavji, for their guidance and funding. And also, I would like to thank the University of KwaZulu-Natal for giving me the opportunity to conduct the study. Thank you, everyone.